With a little bit of research, not too much, it was quite easy. We found out a few years ago that actually back in those days, the rules of the royal house of the Ottoman Empire of Turkey dictated there was the male firstborn only who inherited almost everything from the father sultan. All the younger brothers and the sisters got a tiny, tiny symbolic stipend to barely live on. So a lot of us here in New Orleans believe that this was actually not the actual sultan, the guy who was bragging to be, but maybe this tenant was one of the younger brothers. Maybe he absconded with his brother's wealth, envying it, and then loaded that wealth on a big ship back in Turkey, back in Istanbul, and crossed the ocean over here to New Orleans with it, thinking, you know what, across the ocean in America, my brother will never hear about my whereabouts because it's too far. But because of all these crazy wild orgies that were going on here, because of the rumors, at least, rumor must have slowly traveled back all the way to Turkey. And the real sultan, the older brother, got the coordinates basically and came here for his revenge with an even larger army than those 10 soldiers that the fake sultan placed around his house. It's just an opinion, just some speculation here. But the sultan was found actually in his courtyard. 2 days later, when the cops' dogs were sniffing a little bit in that courtyard, they found just the fingertips, just the very top of the fingertips of some person. They dug up this person. It was the sultan. He had been buried alive in that courtyard. And we know this because he had a lot of dirt in his esophagus and lungs, a sign of being buried alive. Well, to this day, a lot of tenant turnover here. A lot of tenants, usually from outside of New Orleans, who don't know these stories, get duped by the landlord in the cheap prices. They move in, they stay for a little while, and then they get scared. All of them have said that you wake up in the middle of the night, you're trying to go to the bathroom, and you walk through the darkness of your bedroom, but on the floor you stumble upon something. You kneel down, you touch it, you feel it. Fur? I don't have a puppy or a cat. Oh, no big deal. Maybe it's my neighbor's cat. But what if it's a rat? So you go, you get your cell phone from the nightstand. You come over here, you kneel down again, you touch this thing for the second time, you light it up with that little light from the phone. But as soon as that light hits, you realize all of this is actually no fur, it's human hair. You just grabbed onto some hairy dude's amputated arm. And now in panic, you throw it away. This is a big deal. You got to turn that light on, but as soon as that light comes on, you're wanting to clean this thing up. This thing disappeared actually. You just woke your spouse up. He or she is going to start yelling at you. You're looking like a fool, but you know better. You touched this thing, you saw it. This is the Sultan Massacre of New Orleans, the biggest murder ever perpetrated in the history of New Orleans.